What up, my freaks? Ruinous Insight here with part 57 of my Total War Warhammer 3 modded Archaon the Everchosen Immortal Empires campaign. So as we saw last time, the great Nurgle battles continue. If nothing else, we can count on the Tomb Kings to give us lots of great fights, just because they keep bringing lots and lots of armies at once. Archaon has fallen and he's lost Galbaraz, though of course we haven't yet touched his empire. Sure, it is something of a blow to lose his main stack and these northernmost outposts of his. Did he have another one all the way back here? No, it looks like these are just his Sartosan allies, and that's just fine. Anyway, in addition to that, we've pretty much made our way through the Empire of Undeath. Now all of the Empire territory is ours, and we are heading to Athaloran and otherwise wherever we can southward. In terms of what we gotta do this turn, Kuchar is besieging the Fate Weaver's crevasse, though I'm inclined to let him build some siege equipment before going, mostly because I like watching the melee troops go up on the walls, but at the same time, his is a mobile army and it's not really meant for direct sieges like this. Maybe since we've moved Driellen away, they'll be willing to actually fight us in battle on the field. Maybe not, but we'll see. We'll see. Who else needs to move the storm? More Carvan Mortimur down there. Ah, yes, Glugmir Humongous. Never heard of this guy? Well, that's because we don't use him. Just a random army, random BS go sort of thing. Just put a bunch of units together so that we could attack and hopefully destroy Thorik's army and not allow him to retake territories. Plus, we may as well start moving southward through his territories, and I'm hoping that this army is up to the task. Alright, so it looks like it's you, sir. Go. I wonder if Thorik can run here. And he cannot... Ooh, you're on a regular Chaos War Shrine. You know what? I think we may actually want to put you on a steed rather than doing that. It's a little bit safer. We also have a just gigantic surplus of various standards, so we can freely give you whatever we want. Lichbone Pennant and Razor Standard are the most important, not the Banners of Rage, because those are a little bit rarer. Something like that. Wailing Banner, sure. Ranger Standard, why not? And Rampager Standard doesn't really work here as well. How about Banner of Swiftness? There we go. I'm not going to bother giving you items, because I'm reasonably sure we should be able to handle this just fine. Alright, decisive victory. And our poor little Chaos Spawn will die, but I do think we should fight this, because this is the first time we'll be seeing Plague Drones, as we haven't really used them before. Let's pop the Razor Standard on you, sir. A Lichbone Pennant, I guess, on the Aspiring Champions, because... Oh, they don't have magic damage? Oh, odd. I thought that the Zinchen upgrade gave them magical damage, but I guess not. Banner of Swiftness on... You know, let's put it on the Lord of Change. War Banner. I guess we're going to put it on the Plague Drones. I was thinking putting it on the Hell Cannon, but it's not like they'll fight in melee, so... Yeah, cause fear on one of these guys, because they're most likely to get wrecked, and then the speed increase on... Let's say put it on our Lord. Alright, that sounds good to me. Let's knock Thorik down, shall we? Alright, a choke point battle. Once again, not expecting this, but it certainly works for me. Didn't we have a choke point battle last episode? Maybe, or was it the episode before that? Alright, my memory doesn't last a day, guys. Come on, give me a break. Anyway, here we go. If the enemy is going to try to hold the choke, which is a pretty good position, generally speaking, for a dwarven army to be in. But the problem that they have is we have hell cannons, 2 hell cannons, and who have already pretty much destroyed, in fact, completely destroyed this grudge thrower. The fires of chaos have damaged another artillery crew enough to allow us to summon the chaos spawn and send that enemy bolt thrower crew packing, and then only 1 unit of bolt throwers will remain, and a couple shots from those hell cannons will quickly destroy individual artillery pieces. There we go. It looks like with every volley an artillery piece goes down, so a couple more and the enemy will be artilleryless. In the meantime, of course, that's not all that's happening. The bombardment may be going, but we've got rotflies, or plague drones rather, annoying the enemy range units, thunderers and correlers alike getting mobbed, and we did keep the cockatrice with us just to allow us to make good use of its damage and debuffs. Alright, you all work together. Corlers are shaken, not out, and then out here we have our manticores fighting as well. Of course, the manticores don't need the protection that the other things have. That the plague drones might, I mean, because of their massive amount of physical resistance. And I guess this is a pretty big problem with the enemy army's current setup. They've just separated themselves out way too much. They've left their correlers and thunderers unprotected, allowing our plague drones and manticores to destroy them. We're now through with the enemy artillery pieces and are firing upon the enemy giant slayers, the most threatening units on the field, with our hell cannons, and have not yet needed to really engage with the enemy army. Just softening up the targets. Now it looks like Thorik attempted to move towards the plague drones, and rather than fight Thorik, who would easily be able to knock a few of them out, we simply buzz away, and then we can rejoin the fight where we're needed. Looks like our Lord, together with the Lord of Change, and our Dragon Ogres and a single unit of Aspiring Champions will move forward here and fight together to go through one of the enemy choke points. While the rest of our forces start making their way forward as well, the Giant Slayers will attempt to hold them back. The Trolls and the Marauders of Nurgle alike, though. Our Marauders are up to 136 armor. I think our Chosen are currently at either 132 or at 142. Yes, our Marauders are now more armored or equally as armored as our Chosen, which is silly. It's definitely silly. They should really change it so that the armor upgrades for Chaos Warriors also apply to Chosen, because now Chaos Warriors have nearly twice as much armor as Chosen do, and regular Marauders have basically as much as well. Which obviously shouldn't be the case. I wonder what the reason for that was. Maybe it was just an oversight, or maybe... I could have sworn it used to apply to Chosen back in the day, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know, but I guess it doesn't really matter. The Plague Drones are back into it. One of the poor units of Corlers rallied, only to get ripped apart by the flying Nurglite units. Frankly, the Plague Drones aren't really all that great as a unit, but, you know. Gotta use them, at least the non-Death's Head variety. Although I haven't had too much of a chance to use them in SFO, and they could be better here. Who knows? Next time I do a Nurgle run in SFO, I'll be sure to build various varieties of them, and give them a proper test run. They're a fun unit, though. And Cockatrice is ripping some poor soul apart. I guess it was a Slayer. And there goes another Slayer, losing his head. Very precise talon work from that Cockatrice. The last of the enemies on the field will be the other Slayers. A single unit of Giant Slayers getting mobbed, overrun, and destroyed by the buzzing Nurglite forces and a Lord of Change. It seems like we've had a lot of sort of combined arms work with Tzeentch and Nurgle in this particular campaign. Whereas Khorne and Slaanesh have been more or less working on their own. I guess Malefic's the Rune Smasher's army has them all working together. And not Nurgle, Be'lakor and Archaons do too, but I mean, generally speaking. Anyway. All right, very, very nice indeed. And, we killed 930 dwarfs and we got 1462 souls. I don't know how that one worked, but neat, I guess. Let's see, we got a Skull of Catan, Yeah, and otherwise, by the looks of it, that went pretty darn well. Got a little bit of damage on Glugmere because I sent him in despite him being a sorcerer lord and perhaps should not have, but at the end of the day, the army's fine and their army is not so fine. Alright, yeah, you got that defeated Thorik trait, which is a fantastic trait, and I guess you're going to make some use of it because we're going to continue moving you towards their territory. So let's, ooh, you know what, let's pop you into channeling stance because you're going to need additional magics to continue fighting the dwarfs. It's going to be a while just winding through the mountains to get to their territories after all, and Thorik will no doubt be back by the time that you get to his capital. Kukar is going to besiege or continue besieging. Does anybody else need to move, or are we good to go for next turn? I'm thinking we're good to go. You are, yeah, we got a lot of sieges going on because I'm hoping for field battles as the AI just isn't good enough for siege battles to make it worth our time, at least a decent amount of the time. Let's skip unassigned Path to Glory commandment. We will do you. But that's pretty much it. And yes, they did sack Karagarud with Thorik's army, but by sacking it, he kind of trapped himself here, which allowed Glugmere to randomly be summoned, and we have all the units used out of here and destroy him. Anyway, they've come to the wrong place yet again, and ooh, minus 21. I guess we just took a place? Alright, that's fine. Another commandment, it's all commandments everywhere apparently, and turn. Alright, with the 3 or 4 sieges that we currently have underway, somebody's gotta attack us, right? Let's find out who. Well, it wasn't the Ghost of Pahwaks, and it wasn't Gorok, as I believe we are besieging him as well. Khemre, followers of Nagash, we aren't sieging Sartosa. Broken Axe also did not do it, and okay, they're gonna go for Paravon here, and hey, it's Durthu. I was hoping to get him to do Archaon, but yeah, he's kind of hanging around out here, and this may not be the best place for him. He is going to sack the place by the looks of it, which kind of makes sense, because otherwise he'd be in a position for us to destroy him, so. On the other hand, doing it this way, all it does is delay the inevitable. Bring on the winds of pain as well. Alright, let's see. We got Nurgle up and running. Let's do, I don't know, Tzeentch next? It really doesn't matter which one we do. We've also spent like 400,000 gold between the episodes, as I built a couple more of those shrines of chaos. Not the war shrines, the shrines. And it looks like, yeah, there's no more fighters left of the, okay, you go here. There's no more fighters left of Aetane, and this will be the destruction of their faction for good. Good, and I'll resolve this. Obviously not worth fighting, and I guess we will sack the place. It doesn't really matter. Subjugate. No. We're gonna sack it with the extra XP, and we'll have Tamar here capture the place. Alright, student, cultist, whatever, you go here. I really wish that it didn't try to go like this when it can clearly go via the sea. Bizarre. Bizarre pathing, but to be fair, pathing in this game has always been kind of bizarre. You can have another Hand of Decay, which I've been building in our follower armies, mostly because I like them for chasing enemies down, A, and B, because I think they can take care of basic enemies. Hey, we got another level 8, so another Skull Crusher ready to go, and soon another one as well. We're gonna be maxed out on Skull Crushers soon. Shocking. I wasn't expecting to be able to complete the Skull Crusher blob before the end of the campaign, but it looks like it is very much possible. Anyway, Archie. Anything interesting for you to do? I mean, you're going to sack Karakazor. It's probably going to hurt your giants, but, well, it always was. I guess the question is, do we stop by at Karak Bufdar, or do we just head into Athaloran immediately? I think this is kind of a ways off, so you know what, let's, okay, that wrong thing. Archie, go to Karakazor. Actually, you know what, wait. Have you follow along, and just add a little bit of extra auto-resolve power. Alright, don't need to summon anything there, just the stuff that has additional physical resistances. Auto-resolve that, and that didn't badly hurt our giants. Lovely. Sack. And then start moving on this way. Beautiful. Oh, it's so nice to see the giants not getting hurt. Occupy the place. Alright, now this is usually stuff that I do between the episodes, but since we've ended the turn, I don't know where the next battle is, so we're going to have to play it this way, at least for now. You follow Archie. Archie has to have 2 followers following him, because he moves real quick. And damn it, Thorgrim! He's being so irritating. Where did I send Gulator? Oh, he's kind of together with Chant. I'm willing to bet that... Probably going to run again? Let's find out. I know it. Wait. Stop. Ah, too late. I wanted to try to have the Master of Seals block him. Oh, he wouldn't have been able to anyway. Oh, it doesn't matter. We can actually reach Thorgrim. I guess it's a dwarf extermination kind of episode then. Pleasantly surprised with that. Let's do the battle immediately. Do we need to level? How many level for this? What do we have here? Decent stack. They've got the Norgrimlings, Iron Breakers, lots of regiments of renown. We do have to watch out for that Scolder Guard unit as well. They should be pretty darn effective against Nurglite forces. What do we need here? I mean, I guess we get magical reserves. It looks like we're more or less leveled. Plus, this is Gulator we're talking about. Very few stand a chance against him, but I am willing to fight this. And oh, look at that. Astrogoth might help. Useless. Oh, poor useless Astrogoth, or his poor useless faction, as it does nothing because it has no tower building. Anyway, go. Alright, here we go. We've hunted down Thorik, and it's now time to break Thorgrim as well, especially since he tried to run from Gulator's army the first time, and, can't really appreciate that. Who knows, maybe Gulator already had his poem made for the battle against Thorik's army, and maybe the poem already said what was going to happen here before the battle had already begun. So the battle was fated to be fought, let's say. Alrighty, well anyway, it's Gulator's army, and some nice sort of protective formations from the dwarfs here, lumping around their artillery, which does make sense. Good job to the AI for that, as it often fails to protect its artillery. As always, we're going to charge in our mascots, the frolicking bubonicers, forward. And pop that Curse of the Leper on them, and then join the fray with all of our Forsaken and our Chaos Spawn. And the Grumbling Guard sort of green plate makes them look almost Nurglish. I got a teensy bit confused there for a second. Anyway, big blobs of enemies charging forth. It's dwarfs versus the Chaos Spawn and Forsaken here. And generally speaking, the enemy should, in theory, be able to win that in melee, but these are Gulator's boys, so I'm not so sure about that. Looks like the Scolder Guard Iron Drakes are attempting to fire their sort of steam cannons at Gulator himself, and he did take about 10% damage, though I'm sure he'll heal up A, and B, his 2 pets didn't appreciate that. Poxmouth and Slime Trail drop down on the Scolder Guard and will keep them from firing and rip them apart. Looks like the rest of our forces have moved into the fray as well. The doggos managed to loop around the enemy army, traveling like this, and hit those enemy artillery pieces in the back as soon as the enemy main forces were engaged by our own main forces, I guess. Alright, and with the advent of the doggos, the enemies are now being hit essentially from every direction. Gulator moves towards the enemy Thane and the Grumbling Guard, whereas Hordred of the Foul Feast, Gulator's bodyguard, is in the midst of a duel against Thorgrim himself. And Gulator can hit pretty darn hard, 120 melee attack, that, when he gets all of his buffs up. Very nice. And Thorgrim, not Thorik, and Thorgrim is having, by the looks of it, not the greatest of days. A little bit better than his army, perhaps, which are like 90% destroyed at this point. Alright, and this duel will continue. We even have some reinforcements arriving on the field. One of our manticores is chasing around at the enemy master engineer on the gyrocopter, and we got range fire support from our chaos dwarfen allies. Gulator is actually, by the looks of it, destroying the enemy runesmith, probably with the help of the demon spew, and Thorgrim has nearly lost his duel against Hordred. And is shaken. Alright, a couple more hits. The rest of his army is destroyed, so it's now just a matter of breaking Thorgrim's spirit, and break he shall. There we go. And with Thorgrim out, the rest of his army will rout as well, with the exception of the Slayers, which have to be destroyed, so I guess we can watch that while Hordred chases down the enemy lord. Are these Norgrimlings? What do we have here? Yeah, it is Norgrimlings, Ironbreakers. I'm almost surprised to see them... Okay, Astrogoth. Oh, I love that animation. Particularly insulting when it's when he kicks another dwarf all the way up in the air like that. But I feel like he built the whole thing not because his body was turning into stone, petrifying, but rather because he wanted to be taller than the regular dwarfs. Alright, while the Slayers are still fighting in a little circle of back-to-back now, completely surrounded, we could probably cause them to die a little bit quicker with a few more spells, should we desire to do so, but there isn't really any need, especially while we chase the enemy down. Looks like Hordred has chased Thorgrim down, and a couple more hits we'll see the Lord be destroyed. He's reading the book. He's quickly writing the this particular grudge into the book, so that if his body and the book are found, that everybody knows what happened here. Anyway, with that, the battle is ours. I'm sure there's a couple of Slayers to kill in the middle of that formation, but well, not as interesting, perhaps. Alrighty, very nice indeed. Hordred of the Foul Feast, 1 kill, and that 1 kill was Thorgrim, Grudgebearer, who was defeated in their duel, which is very nice, though the Exalted Hero of Nurgle has relatively low melee attack. The buffs, when all of his buffs are up, give him 1.2k weapon strength, which is pretty darn solid, as long as he can get through those dwarven defenses. Otherwise, our army did well. A few losses, a couple of the spawn of Nurgle brought down and such, but overall, very nice performance. Yeah, we could have probably used our allies as a meat shield, but where would the fun be in that? Kill the captives. And down goes Thorgrim, and I somehow doubt he's going to recover. Oh, Astrogoth is heading towards Karakar. Nah, he's not going to be able to take that. There's no way. There's just no way. Gulator, you can heal up here and head up there afterwards, and then we'll use Vashnar, or send Vashnar with you, so that you don't have to waste your movement. Lovely. Hey, we actually had a mission to do that. Shocker. Chant, I would like you to sack Migdel von Galbarak. Post victory, eh? Well, we should still sack. I was wondering whether this would be worth fighting, but probably not. Auto resolve. Damn, the auto-resolve hates the cockatrices. It really, really does. Sack the place. More XP, and then go into raiding stance, and then move around. You're going southward, sir. I mean, it's not like there's anything left around here to kill. Path to Glory unlocked, or Path of Glory unlocked. Grab Migdal von Galbarak, please, and then start following Chant around. I guess the same thing goes for you, Ludred. You're going south as well. I really wish there weren't 2 Ludreds, because it's starting to get mildly confusing. And go down there. And you can summon the hounds and some manticores. Why do I keep building these guys once again? Just if we need to use these armies to attack something, it's better that they have units that can essentially stand on their own, even with like small parts of a stack. And yeah, they are more expensive than Marauders, but it is what it is. Anyway, you, Azazel, are headed down to Chakwa. Let's see if there's any defenders there. And there are not, which means we are free to actually, are we free to sack it? That's a question. Okay, no, it won't kill off our soul grinders. It probably will damage them down to like 10% HP and then badly damage our chariots as well. Yeah, I lost some chariots, but we're used to it. Sack. Then we will want to stay outside the settlement, like so in Camp Stance, and Glugmir, you can capture it for us. Alright, and yeah, we're going in order now, because I don't know where the battles are, so... not gonna be doing this particular bit of admin between the episodes this time around. Any manticores or doggos? Doesn't look like it. Let's set up in... they've come to the wrong place. Repair and wood it up. Kolek, you're headed to Zahutek. Ravage them indeed, and ooh, hello, what do we have here? Zahutek has defenders. Are they worth fighting? Is the question, though. It's one stack less than the battle we fought previously, and they don't have their elite Pegasus Knights, so probably not. Wow, that really hurt the altar of the cracked rock. That's so rude. Is that the place, I guess? Will that actually give us enough? That won't give us enough movement to do anything, but we did get an Armor of Destiny out of it, so I can't complain about that. You, sir, move with Kolek, and I guess we're going to have you grab Bragun, and then allow Kolek to probably move towards Talax, or Talash, or something. Lustria's in pretty dire straits, though. Alright, who is up next? Kukhar the Blood Hunter. Well, it looks like these guys won't be attacking us. I think we'll do one more turn of building, such that we have sufficient siege towers for all of our infantry, as we'll have a difficult time with it otherwise because of the nature of this particular army, but then I guess next turn we're going in on the assault. I mean, we could probably do it now, but... with only 2 siege towers, it's not enough units to get up on top of the walls, and I feel like I would prefer to do so in this case. Siggy, you, sir. Oh, where the heck do we send you now? I mean, I guess you're crossing the ocean. Lustria will be done for by the time you're there. I think you're going to land on Archaon the Black's territory, so go this way, sir. You're done with Ulthuan. And go to the lands of the dead. Alrighty, and we're gonna have to wait until they go where they're supposed to go, as otherwise it'll take, it'll just go back there anyway. Come on, there we go, alright. Village, I believe you were gonna take Gronti Mingol up next, and that should be a quick little auto-resolve. What do we have here in terms of defenses? Basically nothing, though there is still a tendency to hurt our poor Chaos spawn. Now let's see if it does so. Yes, it will. Take about 1/3 of its HP. Do we still need XP here? Yeah, we kinda do, so feel free to suck. And, oh, you don't have a lord following you, do you? Like everybody else does. Well, Ludred is nearby, but... Ludred is supposed to join these guys. Maybe he doesn't need to join these guys. I mean, this army can handle itself against basic stuff, and where the heck did Aranessa go? Huh. Maybe she went northward. Gotta be careful about getting attacked by something. Village, grab Gronti Mingle since you have no follower lord, and I guess we're gonna give you a follower lord as well. Do we have a Tzeentch follower? Third Eye of Tzeentch right there. That's assigned to me, so that's the one we'll take. We'll repair you. Not that we care about keeping you. I guess you, Norvegicus, can grab Sunken Kernark real quick. And then head back southward. I can't believe they haven't taken Numaz. What the heck are they doing? Maybe they're fighting somebody to the south of them? Thought that big bird died, but oh well. Good job to the lizards for making that happen, though. Can't say I'm not impressed. Alrighty. Norvegicus, back to the south. The user can take the Sunken Kernark and then follow to wherever that leads. Occupy. Nice, 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 and hey, a free doggo, and got a lot of Cornate stuff here because we're in Cornate territory, but nothing else. Alright, they've come to the wrong place. You are good. Who is up next? Still looking for that battle, or the third battle of the episode, and you guys really didn't sally out, did you? Alright, we'll wait a turn because we have no siege towers right now, and this army, just like the other army, does need siege towers. Frankly, there's a lot of basic units here. This might not even be worth fighting. I'll think about it. And the troops are kind of garbage, and we've seen this army obliterate 2 to 3 stacks of orcs by itself and not really suffer much in the way of casualties, so, What about this? Malefics, you're sieging Oishel with Gorok right now. Pyrrhic Victory, it's got some pretty solid troops there. It might be worth our time. Oh, we do, however, perhaps want you to build siege towers as well. Alright. Why not? I know I don't normally do this, but, you know, since we're so late in the campaign, I feel like it's not as wasteful, since we have to move a lot of armies around anyway. Usually I'm too disinclined to waste a turn building, as in specifically building towers like that. But now, we've got nothing but time. Or in the sense that while Archaon moves to where he needs to go and the other armies move to where they need to go, etc, etc. Anyway, Astragrul Iron Pick, please move to outside Lucchini. Oh, there she is. And, oh, she's got a stack nearby. It's probably not a strong enough stack for us to... Oh. Huh, I could fight both of them. Ooh. The question, though, is, will they fight? Will they stay or will they go? Because if they fight, this is their armies. And I would like to fight with Astragrul Ironpick again. We get one turn until we get to return the army. Let's see. And Arath Magath and the monsters. Let's see if we can make this happen. You have monstrous strength, you can get piercing bolts, but I think we're maybe better off going for... Hearts of Iron or piercing bolts. Vigor is really good in SFO, but piercing bolts is really good always. Okay, fine, I'm gonna go Vigor. What about you? You got Chaos Strategist. Let's get a Steamed Combatant, just in case we get attacked somewhere. I don't see it being likely, but you never know. Let us then attack... Whose army do we want to hit first? This army has no artillery, this army has some artillery, and Aranessa with it. I would say destroy the army without artillery first, as the artillery will have to arrive onto the field. Depending on how long that takes, it may be before it can be of use, plus it'll have to blob up near the edge of the map. Let's see if they fight. They will fight. Decisive victory, low casualties, and yes, I know it's probably too easy of a fight to fight, but we may never get another battle, as this might be, or at least appears to be, the last of the stacks here. Yeah, it's probably the last of the... I'm just thinking where they have other territories. Probably the last of the stacks belonging to Aranessa, which means we're probably better off fighting this. Go.
I will see to it.
Alright, here we go. We did give Aranessa a chance to become our vassal, but she decided that that was not to be, and thus neither is her own survival to be, as we bring her army, and soon her entire faction, down. And Arath Magath was originally summoned as just a random lord to rip a few minor settlements and stuff apart, but now he's got an army, and he's got some accomplishments to his name, fighting orcs and orcs as part of the endgame scenario at that, and now some vampire coasts. So, good for him. Anyway, we're going to send our fast-moving units to kill off the main army, which is sort of situated around to make sure that it blocks off the choke points. Good deployment from the AI and actually bothering to do this. Not a perfect deployment, mind you, but good enough for our purposes. The slower elements of our army, specifically the Chaos Warshrine of Nurgle and our 2 giants, are going to join our reinforcements, Astragrul Ironpick and his entire hobgob blob, to go after Aranessa and her reinforcements. We're going to use them to fight rather than our own main stack, just because I think it'll be fun that way. Anyway, looks like it was a little bit in a rush, and Nerath did get quite a few hits on him from the enemy range fire. Of course, it's not surprising, and we're gonna get him back by hitting him with a few spells, before rather the rest of our troops move in. And Arath will hopefully get his revenge. We're also going to have to be careful about our mutilates, who immediately lose like 30% of their HP, or its HP, this particular one. Very dangerous to use single entity monsters against enemy vampire coast, especially when they have tons of guns, and they pretty much always have tons of guns. Anyway, the doggos arrive on the leftmost flank, do get clipped by our own piercing bolts of burning or chaos spawn. We really wanted to knock those range units out, A, and B, the piercing bolts or fires of chaos aren't enough to actually kill one of our own units, and they can regenerate right back to full HP. Alright, and now at least on this leftmost flank, the monsters are in, and the enemy range units are by and large out. We're certainly going to need to heal our units up, but fortunately, our exalted hero of Nurgle does have his Locus of Fecundity. Same thing is happening to the rest of the enemy main stack here, getting absolutely overrun and destroyed, while the enemy reinforcements have arrived on the field as well. Looks like Aranessa is being chased down by the two Chaos Giants, which is why we kept them over here, but she has 117 melee defense and 40% ward save and 43% physical. Oh, she's gonna take no damage from these guys. Damn. She's basically got max resistances to physical on top of the ludicrous melee defense. Okay, well, not surprising. I don't remember anything being super threatening to her when I played Aranessa's campaign recently. At the same time, I do remember that she struggled doing damage, but she was very good at being a defensive sort of lord. Anyway, the enemy moves forward with those animated hulks, not trolls, ogres, undead ogres. And they are pretty darn effective. I used them to pretty great effect in that same campaign. But the enemy leaves the units of their artillery unguarded, only to get absolutely ripped apart by Gehenna's Golden Hounds. Not that they could have done anything about that, mind you, because our lord is flying up in the air. Aranessa has thus far taken maybe 10% of damage after all those hits from those giants, but fortunately, the other enemy, non-Aranessa's army, has been pretty much destroyed. Just a matter of knocking those deck droppers down to the ground with our manticores, and by the looks of it, they were pretty adept at doing so. The rest of Aranessa's army now just needs to be overrun, and the Gobos will do their best to face off against the undead ogres. Oh, Gobos, and I see some more laborers here as well. Plus we got plenty of range units adding a little bit of fire support. And I guess we do got a little bit of healing in the form of our Chaos War Shrine of Nurgle. Well, not that we're really looking to preserve our allied units all that much, but you know. And once again, these guys being pretty impressive. The reason I find the animated hulks impressive is that they're really, really cheap to field, and they're only tier 2, but they're quite good at what they do. For those of you that didn't watch the Aranessa campaign, I made an army with a bunch of animated hulks and combined them with a bunch of the bomber units, not the flying bomber units, the gunnery mobs with bombs, and they would throw their bombs into massive blobs of infantry, basically like this. The bombs would really do no damage or very little damage to our own animated hulks and would rip massive droves of infantry apart. It worked very, very well for a cheap army, and was basically kept around the entire campaign as well. But I do like seeing the AI using nearly similar tactic to its advantage here. Of course, we would have been able to destroy these guys much, much quicker were we able to send in our elites, but hey, they did eventually get overrun by our hobgob friends. Anyway, with that, Aranessa will rout. We did send some more units of Chaos Feral Manticores and the Mutalists and everybody to try to bring her down, and still, she's only at half HP. We're going to try to chase her down, but spoilers, she's actually going to be able to run off the field. Alright, very, very nice. And we even got to play with our Chaos Dwarf army as well. Ain't that swell? Gotta be impressed with Aranessa, though. She killed off 2 giants, and considering the buffs we have on them, very, very impressively so, and was dealing roughly as much damage to them as they were dealing to her. And yeah, without the Manticores coming in, I'm not sure the giants would have been able to handle it. Granted, she is not unbreakable, and with the fall of her army, did run, but damn impressive. I mean, she's a pretty solid fighter. Was pretty happy with her when I played her in my own campaign. So hardly surprising. And, oh man, you had to go around like, oh, you gotta be kidding me. Look at this. Well, there ain't no way we're reaching that now. What can you do? But damn. She's probably going to go for Argalis. Probably going to raise a bunch of units and go for Argalis. Not a huge deal, but still an annoyance. You two. Can you take Sartosa? There's actually not a lot in the way of defenders there. And, oh, you don't have siege... Actually, you do have siege attacker. A moment. If you go here... Yeah, just relax. Would we be able to move you in as well? Yeah, so about decisive victory, medium casualties, but nothing will die, and that's just not worth fighting compared to what we actually fought. So what was of it? Let's take Sartosa while we're here. Don't even bother to sack it, just occupy it. And I do wonder, are we able to build... No, we're not able to build anything special here. Damn these Chaos Port settlements. Not really helping us out all that much, but nonetheless, nice. Let's encamp you so that you can heal up and then hunt down Aranessa and break her faction, though by the looks of it, it's pretty much done for already. It looks like within the next couple of episodes, everybody will be hitting the land of the dead from every direction. So, Khemri's in for a world of hurt, which makes sense as they remain the second strongest faction on the map, though there aren't all that many factions left anymore. Diplomacy-wise, we can see everybody, except I think... if Talaqua is alive, I can't see Talaqua, and I don't know whether the Zlatland faction is alive or not, but who knows? We'll find out. But for now, we're calling the episode here. Next time, more battles. I'll do the admin between the episodes as usual, and hopefully we'll get some more fun ones next time. If there's no more battles this turn, I'll probably end the turn between the episodes as well, just so that we can skip to more battles next time around. Stay tuned for more chaos. Don't forget to leave those likes and comments below. All glory to the algorithm, and thanks for watching.